Hi, thanks for joining me. In this video, I want to show you a setup that I use when I'm attracting larger sums of money. Now, before we begin, show some channel love, please, and hit the like button and the subscribe button. And you can also hit that notification bell if you like YouTube to let you know when we drop a new video. All right, so here are the supplies that you'll need. A candle, and I'm using a tea light candle. I tend to use the 7-day candles with these, but for this demonstration, I'm going to use a tea light candle and a stylus to write or engrave into the candle itself. I'm using a piece of metaphysical paper, and this one has money in it along with some other things that were placed in it. I can see some other things as I move the paper around, but this is I don't have the paper right here, but it's a paid in full. That's the name of this paper, metaphysical paper called Paid in Full. And what I'm going to do is draw an amount of money to pay a particular bill off. This has been a lingering bill, so I'm going to do a little extra stuff or combined a few things together to get this done. I'm going to use an ink pen. This is the ink pen I use for money. It's a green one. It's been consecrated and dedicated for the purpose of working with money. I'm also going to use a pendulum, and I don't have the one that I normally use, so I'm going to use this one, which is a brass pendulum with selenite crystals inside of it. It has selenite crystals inside. There, you see that? And so I'm going to use this one. This is one of my go-to pendulums. I'm also going to use a few crystals, which is citrine, topaz, and amethyst. And I'm going to use some currency, which is a large bill. And the reason I'm using a large bill is because I am going to attract a large amount of money. And notice the language that I use. I'm going to attract, not that I'm trying to, I'm going to attract a large sum of money, considerably large sum of money. It's not a really large sum, but it's really a small amount. So, but it can be considered a large amount. All right, and so let's begin. And I will begin by, of course, what I do with everything, although I'm talking out loud to you, I am speaking to ethereal beings in my mind, in my spiritual essence. I'm moving outward, and I am stirring up things in the ethers or the ethereal realm. You always want to be doing that because you're always interacting with the ethereal realm. All right, so what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to engrave a symbol on here that is for money. This is weird, but I found that it is easier to draw the 2 lines down for the $sign than it is to draw them afterwards. Now, engraving in this, you want to make sure you're engraving it in there and not just lightly grazing the top, right? So I have the symbol in here for money. I'm going to set this to the side. I have this paper here, and I'm using the ink pen because everyone cannot get a quill pen or an inkwell with a pen and dove's ink blood. So for this, I would use a quill pen with dove's ink blood. However, I'm going to use this pen that I use for money. And on here, I'm going to write this. I put your name. You can place your name. desire. 30, I'm writing the amount all the way out, $30,000 with the sign for your currency here at the beginning of it. To pay, if you know the name of the bill, you write it on here, which you should. And this is to pay off a bill, to pay let me do this. Citibank credit card in full. I'll put an exclamation point at the end of that, okay? And I put desired because I was taught that the universe will give you the desires of your heart. Now I'm going to set up my arrangement. These three crystals I use together because they will draw desired amounts of wealth to you, which is a citrine, a topaz, and an amethyst. Now, normally I keep these together. So you can make a shape, but I'm not going to make a shape. I'm going to keep those together. And this is going to be a small setup that I'm not trying to gather any attention to anyone. So instead of opening this out like this, I'm going to do this in this manner. I'm opening it out. Now I'm turning it. And now what I'm going to do is fold it in half. I'm going to take my left hand and fold it in half towards me. And take my right hand and left hand and fold it. And then I'm going to do it again, fold it. And as I'm folding it, I see money coming to me and fold it. There it is. Now that's inconspicuous. This, I can do it this way or this way. Doesn't really matter. But it won't draw attention. I'm going to do it like that. And then I'm going to place these three right here together because I want them to touch. All three of them together. And I'm going to take this candle and place it right here. Now, if by chance you want to put a fragrance on here, you can take and place, you can use a few drops of a mixture of honeysuckle and orange. I like to mix those two together, honeysuckle and orange. Now I'm going to place under here. I would place this under here, but I don't. I'm going to place the note inside the bill. That will be much better, right? Completely enveloping the bill. And now I'm going to place these here. Let them touch. I want these three crystals to touch each other, and then they can touch this. But I don't want them separated into a triangle shape. So that's there. And now I'm going to take the pendulum and I'm going to, so I have to choke up on the chain. I can't hold it all the way back here. I'm going to choke up on the chain a little, and then I'm going to let it clear this particular setup. You see what it's doing? It's moving super fast, but it's going to clear the energies, making a nice, clean pathway for this particular goal to be met in a timely manner. Now, I could have placed a date on there, or I would just do it like I just did it, because I don't want the amount to lag and wait until the date that's on the paper. So I didn't put a paper on there. I mean, a date on the paper. And I just hold this over here until the pendulum stops doing what it's going to do. And then I will light the candle. During this time, you can ask ethereal beings to come in and assist, or you can thank them for coming in and assisting you and completing or reaching the goal that you have written on the petition. A petition does not have to be extremely long. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be short and to the point. You just need to make sure the wording is there that's needed. You don't want to put anything negative on there and put anything on there that is always going to keep you reaching for that goal. And it is doing what it's doing. Again, I use a larger bill because I am drawing in a larger amount. Perfect. And during, this is only going to burn, this tea light candle is only going to burn a couple of hours. It may burn like an hour or two, which will be fine, but I can come in here and change the candle out. When I see that this candle is getting ready to burn out, I can add another candle, dress another candle and add it to this particular thing. I just would sit it side next to it. The two candles will be side by side, like so. And then just as this one is burning out, I'll just slide it over like this till the other one is there. That's how I keep it going. And sometimes when I'm doing a work like this, I may sense that the work is complete. It has been accomplished. Although it has not completely materialized, I am able to sense that the work is complete, which means no other work is needed for that particular subject, and then, or that particular goal. And then I won't do it anymore. I'll just leave the setup there until it has physically manifested, and then I will take the setup down. But during the times while the candles are burning and the goal is being achieved, I will come back and I will use the pendulum on it like you see here. And I will tell the pendulum to clear away any debris, any obstacles, any hindrances that may be in the pathway. And then I will energize the setup so that the goal can be reached quickly. And you can do that randomly, different times of the day. It doesn't matter. It's just that if it's pulling on you, then you will do it. You always want to be giving attention to whatever goal you're trying to reach. In other words, you don't want to set this up and then go and forget about it and expect that it will do what you want it to do in a timely fashion. You want to always be feeding it good energy. And I'm thinking great energy. Great energy would be energy full of faith, anticipation, expectation, I should say. You're expecting it, you're looking for it, you're marveling, as if you're about to open up a surprise or present or something. That's how you want to entertain your setup when you're working with it. Okay, so don't forget, continue to give it energy throughout the time that it is actually working, because all you will be doing is assisting it, feeding it, helping it to accomplish that which you set it up to do. All right, so that's really easy. And a pendulum, if you don't have a brass one, you can use a quartz crystal. I love using the quartz crystals because they can be used for so many different things. They enhance, they heal, they clear. You can use them for everything. It's quartz is a very good crystal to use, and it is a very good supporting crystal that supports anything else that you are working on. All right, so it's slowing down and coming to a stop. So I won't keep you and hold you, but that is what you would do. And then you would light it. And let's see if I can, let's put this down and let's light this baby. And I'll come back in about 30 minutes to an hour and energize it some more. And the more you approach these with faith, and again with enthusiasm and anticipation, the sooner you will see your goals being achieved and accomplished. You always want to have that high expectation. Otherwise, you should not be doing it. But that's how you want to see it, like you're full of joy, just with a childish demeanor, that you know you're going to get that great present. It's going to be exactly what you wanted. That's how you think about it when you are setting up a metaphysical, when you're working with something metaphysical, should I say. You're always working in faith. You're always working with your belief. You are working with expectancy and anticipation, and it should be as high as you can get it. So if you have to imagine something like that, like I said, a birthday present or a surprise, that's what you want to do. You want to get yourself in that mindset and allow that to permeate your environment and go outward, and then see the things that you are trying to accomplish come to you, and it will do it quicker than waiting and listening to allowing yourself to fall into that place where you hear negativity saying, oh, I don't see anything happening. I can't see any money coming. You see it in your mind's eye and you know it. You also see it in your spirit man and you know it in your spirit man, and your belief will continue to feed it until it materializes. So often we must work with the spiritual ethereal realm and then the material realm. All right, so I hope this helps. Show some channel love by hitting that like button and that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the section below and let me know how this works out for you. All right, thank you. Until next time.